run this little bit of a campsite here. So I'm going to wrap everything away, put the bike away, and what I'm going to do is set some cameras up in the cab so you can actually see what it's like to drive a vehicle like this. Currently the vehicle from manufacturer is about 37 years old, so it's certainly not a modern vehicle. However, it is basic, and you know, there's no fancy electronics on there. You know, there's no power assisted this, power assisted that, or you know, so it is different to drive than most cars. But after saying that, it's actually quite easy to drive as well. With the driving position being so high, you tend to see over the cars and that in front, so you tend to have a good view. It is five speed, although first gear is a little bit low for the weight of the camper. There's not much weight on there, so first gear it's just a blip gear, and then you're into second. So I tend to set off in second. So yeah, I'll get the bike away, I'll get changed, and I'll take you for a drive. Right then, so we'll see you Monday then. Yeah. No, wait. What is it? I don't think it's going to be Monday. Right, any problems, give us a shout. The lads think I'm an idiot walking around with a camera. Probably partially right, aren't they? Another beautiful day. I think the first thing you do notice is actually the height of the vehicle to actually get in. I mean, you can actually see the first step here goes right up to my thigh, so it's quite a large vehicle to actually get in. I mean, the door handle is possibly nearly, well, it's getting on towards 6 foot. I know I'm on a little bit of chocks there, but I mean, what are they, 40mm? But the height, I think, is something you get used to, because I mean, obviously, I mean, a dining room window is probably at 7.5 foot, so the vehicle, you know, altogether is quite high. I think I've got from ground up to the highest point is 3.6 meters, so the vehicle is quite high. So it's something you must think of when you're driving. The sat nav I've got is one of these where it's like an HGV one, where you can put in the height, the width, and the length of the vehicle. So touch wood, the vehicle should actually let me know if I'm on a road what I shouldn't be on. So so yeah, the height of the vehicle is something, I suppose it's a little bit worrying. You know, you put all this money into the vehicle, and you know, you just don't want to go down a road and, you know, totally clear off the living quarters by a bridge or something like that. So it is a little bit scary. So looking at the vehicle, then we'll take a look inside. Right, okay, let's have a look. We've got here is the high and low gearbox. So we've got the high, the neutral and the low ratio. 5-speed gear stick. So first is back this way, second, third, fourth, fifth. PTO switch. The PTO on this gearbox has been taken off. I had that taken off because it was redundant anyway. And here, down here, we've got the central diff lock and we've got the rear diff lock. So they're the two diff locks. So coming over here, the heater control systems, lights, heated mirrors. That used to be a fan on the dash, I believe. We've got the fog lights. This toggle switch here is for the auxiliary reversing lights. These two lights here for the blue lights, and they're redundant now. And then these two lights would have been the blue lights as well as the Ninos up on the top, so that still works. The clock to the right, we've got engine temperature, we've got the fuel gauge, we've got the oil pressure gauge, we've got the air system pressurized system. So that should run somewhere in between 5.5 bar and 8 bar. If it drops below that, this warning light comes on here. We've got the rev counter. So when I'm driving, it's usually around 2,000 revs at 50-55. Speedo, this is in kilometers, so we've got 59,000 kilometers on the clock at the moment. We've got the light dimmer switch, we've got the hazard lights, and then we've got the banker lights at the top there. Handbrake at this side. We've got the indicator stroke with the wipers on there and the I-beam. Obviously the ignition switch. Now the ignition switch we only use for starting the vehicle. For stopping the vehicle, we've got to use this little thing down here, the white button on the floor, which is the air brake. So this can be used if you're going down a long hill rather than using your brakes. You can put your foot on this and this will slow the engine down. Or when you come to stop the vehicle, you just put your foot on that and it kills the vehicle. And then you can take the key, you can turn the key off and then remove the key from the ignition. Okay, let's go for figure of 8, and you can see the turning circle. Like I say, it's a very good turning circle on this. I'm currently in first gear, so it's only nice and slow. Okay, so turning circle, absolutely fantastic. Okay, this lane's a little bit tight, especially with the parked vehicles here, but once you get used to the width of the vehicle, it's fine. quite a steep hill going up here as well. And as you can hear from the power, it's the vehicle's got plenty of power as well. So I've set off in second gear now. That's your third, and gently into fourth. So, yeah, we're on the motorway, northbound, on the M1. We're currently doing about 82, 83 kilometres an hour, which translates to about 52 miles an hour. I'm very happy to sit behind HGVs. I can keep my distance, and yeah, I think you realise the stopping distance when you drive something this big as well. You know, a lot of car drivers will tend to nip in. You hear all the truck drivers complain about, you know, car drivers, and yet, you know, the car drivers talk about the truck drivers. So yeah, this speed, you know, keeping below 55 miles an hour is adequate, really. The height, you're on the same height as what most truck drivers are. There's not much in it whatsoever in the height for the cabs. You can see at 53, 54 mile an hour, I'm doing 2,100 revs. So it's nice and steady, nice and steady. So this brings me on to something a little bit different for next time. I'm going to ask you guys to give me, well, about a total of 20 questions you want me to answer. So these can be personal questions, can be questions about the lifestyle, can be questions about the camper, work, planned trips. So it's up to you. So I'm currently looking for about 25 questions. We're in the next video, maybe in the Christmas special, who knows, where I'm going to answer some questions. So if you check down below, you will see now I've got an email address for people to contact us, actually in YouTube, or just put it down in the comments down below. Put some questions in there, like I say, keep them nice. Yeah, 20 questions in there, or 25 questions, and I'll answer them on the, you know, on the next vlog. Okay, so how fast does it go, you're going to ask? Not much faster. Okay, so what's this? 53 mile an hour. So I'll just let this car come past, and we'll get past this truck here, and you can see the acceleration. So I don't know, 52 mile an hour. Let's get the indicator on. So we're up to 2,300 revs. We're doing about 60 mile an hour now. Now obviously I'm not going to keep to 60 mile an hour, because being a 6 litre, it will drink fuel. So I'm going to get past and then slightly slow down again. So yeah, you still got that little bit of power. Like I said, probably top speed is about 60 mile an hour. But you're not going to drive it at that. It's just going to drink too much fuel. I've worked out keeping it below 55. It's costing around about £25 an hour in diesel. So, you know, if you've got a 3-hour journey, it's going to cost you about £75. I have worked it out to the miles per gallon. It is 10 miles to the gallon. So around about £100 in diesel, I get 220 mile on a run, which is okay. That's one benefit with being sat quite high. You get to see all the wildlife in the fields. I've seen so many deer, buzzards. Yeah, this year, well, maybe not this year because we've been in lockdown, but you do tend to get to see a lot of wildlife sat this high. Certainly something you miss out driving a car or van when you are low down. This has also got the I ratio diffs on. I'm not quite sure whether like some of the military vehicles or like the DAFs or the MAN has got I ratio diffs. But yeah, this is supposed to have the I ratio diffs. I don't know what the difference is. I know what the difference is in between high and low ratio and so on, but what difference it makes to the top speed, I wouldn't actually class this as a fast vehicle. Don't get me wrong, 60 mile an hour is fast enough for any vehicle of this size, but I don't know how it compares to other vehicles. So I don't know, if you've got a DAF or something like that, let me know your top speed. Let me know what it's doing. Put that down in the comments maybe. Quite interested in that. Like I say, these vehicles are not for racing around, you know what I mean, but yeah, I don't know what the I ratio diffs actually add on to the vehicle. I'm guessing that if I didn't have the I ratio diffs, I don't know, would the top speed be 45 mile an hour? Don't know. Big Christmas tree going down the other way. So the sat-nav has just told me that the M1 is closed up ahead. I've just phoned Helen just to confirm that, and yeah, she says it's closed around junction 32. So I'm going to pull off at Trowel Services. It's going to be open in about an hour, the motorway, it's saying. So upon standing in traffic, I'm going to come off at the services and I don't know, have a sandwich, have a cup of tea and chill. When you come into services, you're always looking for the caravan. I just can't see any caravan spacers, so we're going to have to go in the HGV part, I think. Yeah, it's only a small service station, this. I have been here before, but all the truckers are looking at me now. So there we have it. Coffee and sandwich time. I don't normally call it this one. This is it's a little bit too close to home for me normally. So and I forgot my mask. Let's go back. So it looks like the motorway is clear now, so I can push on. So thanks for joining us again. Like I say, Mercedes is a great truck to drive. It's relatively easy, parts are cheap, so if you are thinking of going down the route of having a camper and going down the truck route, I do recommend them. And don't forget about the questions. If you want any questions answering, put them in the comment box down below, and or email them, and I'll get them answered the next time. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you again soon.